I still remember the first time I learned about AirAsia, not through an article, nor through anyone's recommendation, but through a random click on a sleepless night. At that time, I was planning my first independent trip abroad. I kept thinking, where can I go that is beautiful, close, and doesn't cost too much? Then suddenly I saw a small advertisement running across. Fly to Bangkok from 29 USD. I didn't quite believe it, but I still clicked on it, and so a whole new world opened up for me. That was AirAsia, Asia's leading low-cost airline, headquartered in Malaysia. For over 20 years, AirAsia has been a familiar choice for millions of passengers across the region, from first-time flyers to professional backpackers or cross-border business travelers. What impressed me first was not how many planes this airline had, how many millions of passengers it served, but the simple but sincere slogan, "Now everyone can fly." Now everyone can fly. A sentence that when read aloud sounds normal, but for those who have had to save every penny, have chosen to take a long-distance bus because they didn't have enough money to fly, that sentence really touched their hearts. AirAsia was not born to compete with luxury airlines or fancy business classes. Instead, they chose a different direction, serving the most ordinary people, by minimizing everything unnecessary and keeping the most important things. Safety, on time, reasonable price, easy procedures. Unlike traditional airlines, AirAsia does not offer free checked baggage, does not serve standard meals. But thanks to that, the airline can reduce ticket prices to the optimal level, keeping only the services that you really need. You only bring hand luggage? No need to pay extra. You don't need in-flight meals? No one forces you to buy them. Everything becomes optional, and you are the one who controls the game, not the airline. I remember once hunting for a flight ticket to Jakarta, Indonesia, for only about 950,000 VN round trip. Yes, less than $1 million for a cross-border journey. Not to mention, it was a trip of a lifetime with many memories. Many people think that to go abroad, you need to have tens of millions in your pocket. But with AirAsia, you only need a few $100,000 to be able to sit on a modern Airbus, fly through the white clouds, and land in a completely new country. Another thing I really like about AirAsia is how they stay true to their cheap nature without being cheap. You don't see them promoting loudly, nor do they need to exaggerate the flying experience, because the reality is convincing enough. The plane is clean, the staff is friendly, there is enough space, and the procedures are simple. In particular, online check-in via AirAsia's app or website is also extremely convenient. No need to print tickets, just need a QR code to pass the gate. Everything is simple but effective, just right for modern flying style. Someone once asked me, is it safe to fly with a low-cost airline? The answer is yes, very safe. AirAsia uses a synchronized Airbus fleet maintained according to international standards and strictly adheres to operating procedures. Although there is no business class or VIP lounge, the heart of the airline, safety and punctuality, is always put first. To me, AirAsia is not simply an airline, but a companion on the first trips. Every time I book an AirAsia ticket, the feeling of excitement comes back, not because of the plane, but because I know that I am about to see a new country, a new culture, a new chapter in my life journey. And the best part is, AirAsia has normalized flying. Everyone can fly. Everyone has the right to step out of their comfort zone, explore the world in their own way. No need to wait until you have a lot of money. No need to wait for someday. As long as you are ready and hunt for cheap tickets, the journey can begin. After my first flight to Kuala Lumpur, I became addicted to the feeling of sitting on an AirAsia plane. But this addiction is not because of flying, but because of the feeling of being able to go anywhere on the map, with just a phone and a few $100,000 in my account. And so I started to learn more, and was surprised to discover that AirAsia does not only fly from Vietnam to Malaysia, but they have a wide international flight network. I tried to draw a map of the places that AirAsia can take you to, and the result is a travel map of Southeast Asia, Northeast Asia, Australia, and even the Middle East. From Vietnam, you can fly directly to Kuala Lumpur, Bangkok, Singapore, Bali, Manhattan, Phnom Penh, Yangon, and many other places with just one simple booking. I remember when I went to Thailand, the flight ticket from Hanoi to Bangkok was only over 800,000 VND, including taxes and fees. Booked the ticket without any plans, just knowing that that month is free. So, packed my backpack and went. The feeling of stepping down to Don Mueang Airport, with nothing in hand but my phone and an offline map, made me feel truly alive. Not stopping there, AirAsia also allows you to connect flights extremely easily through the transit hub in Kuala Lumpur or Bangkok. For example, you fly from Ho Chi Minh City to Kuala Lumpur, stop for a few hours to eat noodles, drink coffee, then continue to Tokyo, Osaka, Seoul, Sydney, Maldives, New Delhi, or even Dubai, all of which are destinations that AirAsia regularly operates at incredibly low prices. The good thing is that you don't have to buy each leg. AirAsia has a booking system called Fly Through, which means the airline will automatically connect flights and take care of your luggage for you. You don't have to take your luggage out and check in again like many other airlines. Very convenient for those who travel far and are not fluent in English, or do not want to be confused at the transit airport. And believe me, if you plan early, a trip to Japan can cost only about 4 to 5 million VND for a round-trip ticket, or even less if you can find tickets during the sales season. Another time, I went to Melbourne, Australia, flying from Hanoi, Kuala Lumpur, Melbourne, for only about 6 million VND round-trip, half the price of a direct flight from traditional airlines. That trip, I sat for 8 hours on an AirAsia X A330. No TV entertainment, no free blankets, but the plane was new, smooth, clean. The flight attendants were friendly, and the seats were enough for me to stretch my legs and sleep well. Those who need more can upgrade to a horizontal seat, premium flatbed, which is only half the price of business class. One thing that makes me feel comfortable is AirAsia does not hide anything. All costs are clearly shown when you book your ticket. If you choose the right needs, for example, travel light, no luggage, no food, no seat selection, then international airfare is cheaper than a taxi to the airport. Every time I fly with AirAsia, I feel like I have opened another door. That door does not require a key, a luxury visa, or a thick wallet. It only requires a willingness to experience, a little curiosity to explore, and a light heart to step into the sky. And the best thing is, no matter who you are, where you come from, how much money you have in your pocket, AirAsia always has a ticket for you. From students who want to study abroad and travel, workers who want to visit their hometown, to couples on their honeymoon, or backpackers traveling across Asia, everyone can start their journey with one click. Everyone who flies has their own standards. Some people like to sit in a spacious seat, some need delicious meals, and some people just need a really cheap ticket to get to their destination on time. And I realize that AirAsia is one of the rare airlines that makes me feel free to choose. No one forces you to buy extra luggage, you don't have to eat meals if you don't want to, and there are no surprise fees. I get to choose exactly what I need, and only pay for that. Simple but very civilized. The last time I flew with AirAsia was from Ho Chi Minh City to Bali, connecting in Kuala Lumpur. When booking, I chose the basic package. No checked baggage, no meals, no seat selection. The total cost for an international flight was less than 1.5 million, but the feeling was much more comfortable than I imagined. In particular, AirAsia has a very flexible upgrade service. If you want to sit near the window or near the exit to get off the plane quickly, you can pay a small extra fee to choose a seat. If you need a quiet rest, there is a quiet zone, a quiet seat area, limited to children, not too noisy. For those who fly long distances, such as to Tokyo or Sydney, you can upgrade to a premium flatbed seat, a true horizontal bed. Stretch your legs comfortably and sleep all the way to your destination. On the flight to Bali, I tried to pre-order a Malaysian chicken rice dish and was really surprised. The rice was hot, the chicken was soft and flavorful, the smell of curry was just enough to stimulate the taste buds. Eating on the plane is inherently a very lucky experience. But with AirAsia, I found that although the food was not luxurious, it was delicious to my taste, and importantly, right when I needed it, not late, not cold. Another plus point is the flight attendants. Despite being a low-cost airline, the AirAsia flight attendants always maintain a cheerful and polite demeanor. From the moment I entered the cabin until the plane landed, I found them cheerful and gentle. There was no sense of stiff or rushed service. Whenever I needed anything, like asking for more water, asking for directions to a connecting flight, they enthusiastically gave me directions. I think that is also a special feature of AirAsia. Cheap, but not making people feel cheap. The cheapness here is in terms of cost, but the respect and comfort are still as complete as any other airline. It is that initiative, choosing your own luggage, ordering your own meals, checking in online, that makes me feel like I am in control of my own journey. I do not depend on anyone, and I am not tricked into using unnecessary services. It is a very pleasant feeling. And I think, if you are the type of person who likes minimalism, likes to be proactive, likes to fly quickly, neatly, economically, then AirAsia is an almost ideal choice. Not flashy, not colorful, not too many extras, but enough for you to enjoy a complete flight exactly the way you want. You don't need too much money, just need to know how to choose, and AirAsia gives you the opportunity to do that.